In our Speaker's Corner report, a small business owner says a Canadian tax loophole is costing him big bucks. He is now calling for change. Miles Keston owns 2 certified Apple retail businesses in Toronto.
So we repair all Apple devices, and we sell mostly computers, iPads, that sort of thing.
And like most businesses, he collects from the customer HST on every sale, which is paid to the government.
For example, let's say I sell you a $100 product, I collect $13 from the government, and I send it to the government.
But what he says the government is not considering, credit card fees he's charged, around 2% per transaction.
Nobody buys a $2,000 computer with cash.
So on that $100 sale, he's out the 13% in taxes and the 2% on credit card fees.
So I never see that full 13%. Okay. And then when I go to report to the government the next month, I have to report, I collected 13%. That's 2% of 13% of my sales. On an annual basis, be about $8,000. That's a lot of money for a small business.
That is a fee that is actually charged on top of HST or GST as well. So it actually ends up costing them even more a transaction.
Corinne Pullman is with the Canadian Federation of Independent Businesses. Her organization has been fighting this issue for years and made some headway a few years back.
The Liberal government, they were going to try to remove the HST, GST from credit card fees. And so we were feeling very hopeful about that.
But it never happened. So the CFIB worked with credit card companies to lower fees for some small businesses, which takes effect this October.
So the average fee is about 1.4 right now. That 1.4 average is going to go down to just under 1%. So it's actually a decent reduction. However, for Visa, you have to have sales of $300,000 or less in a year. And for MasterCard, it has to be $175,000 or less in a year to get that savings.
The CFIB is also still working with the government on finding tax breaks for credit card fees, but as of now, nothing is concrete.
Well, it'll continue to be something that we look at as an unfairness in the system. Again, most consumers don't realize that the cost that the merchant has to collect and the taxes that they pay on those fees also ends up buried in the cost of what they sell. So everybody's cost goes up as a result.
And as far as I'm concerned, the government can collect it. I just asked that they collect it from the credit card company, which is where the money went, instead of out of my pocket again.
As always, if you have an issue, story, or question you'd like us to look into, reach out by visiting the Speaker's Corner tab on the City News website. Pat Taney, City News.